OSBC Radio 104.5 FM, Oshobu Voice of the West Nigeria. Time to bring you headlines. Obi Kwakwaso Lokons at debate.
INEC blames NAS for failure to prosecute electoral offenders.
Bauchi Gombe fight over new oil wells.
FG disowns National Start-ups Investment Fund.
APC debunks Tinubu US entry denial shares visa.
Unpaid salaries, ASU holds crucial NEC meeting.
Bag of controversies, Ministry of Nigeria's daily petrol consumption.
Amotekun parades 5 suspected armed robbers in Osun.
Government kidnap Benue Commissioner, 3 others.
Don't be carried away by rallies, Okotie warns.
Imo INEC facilities destroyed, agency decries systematic attacks.
I am serving Nigeria with my multiple wives, says Nedunwoko.
Or Yoruba's key man still can.
Terrorists shoot Imam, abduct 13 from Katsina Mosque.
Police IPOP clash over attacks on INEC offices.
Speeding drivers kill 5 in Delta Anambra crashes.
This and many more after this break. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Headlines today, 5th December 2022. My name is Oyushola Egbolofo, and with me in the house is
Olubumi Ajiboye Agbuola.
The Nigerian Railway Corporation has opened the online ticket portal for Abuja Kaduna Rail services. Headlines gathered that the passengers booked ahead of the resumption date scheduled for today. This is coming a week after the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Sambo, announced the extension of the train services. Findings by Headlines who visited the Hiduro station on Sunday revealed that staff of the corporation were seen at the station with some engineers who were working on the escalator. Headlines had reported that terrorists attacked the Abuja Kaduna train on March 28, 2022, kidnapping 168 passengers and killing 8 others. The release of the victims has been in batches since then, for the last 23 feet in October.
The federal government has disowned the National Start-ups Investment Fund program purportedly established by some unknown people. The National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA), under the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, sounded the warning in Abuja. NITDA's head Corporate Affairs and External Relations Ajia Adiza Umar, in a statement, stressed that the federal government has nothing to do with the program as being purported by the site. The government advised Nigerians to avoid patronizing such programs so they would not fall victims of scammers. NITDA also advised the general public to avoid and desist from divulging personal information on the website and urged unsuspected Nigerians to only visit official websites of the government agencies to confirm the authenticity of any grant schemes or investment fund programs.
Interim government campaigner Reverend Chris Okotie has warned Nigerians not to get carried away by the crowds they see at political rallies. In his latest bulletin released from his media office in Lagos by his media advisor Ladi Ayodeji, Okotie said the presence of the mixed multitude at campaign rallies is no indication that a presidential candidate enjoys the support of the people. Reverend Okote, who is promoting his aboriginal democracy agenda as an alternative to the current system of government, claims that crowd renting is mainly responsible for the crowd at rallies, and sometimes people find the same people at different rallies. He concluded that those who are opposed to restructuring are benefiting from the current system of recycled leadership, which has produced the present economic
The
stagnation.
Independent National Electoral Commission's office in Oru West Local Government Area of Imo State has again been attacked by some hoodlums. This was disclosed in a statement by the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Festus Okoye. Report has it that earlier on December 1st, 2022, INEC office in Olu Local Government Area of Imo State was attacked. Today's incident makes it the 7th attack on INEC facilities in 5 states of the Federation in the last 4 months. According to Okoye, the attack affected the conference room where office furniture and fittings were destroyed, adding that other critical facilities were not affected.
The Benue State Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, F.A. Oko, has been kidnapped. He was kidnapped alongside Honorable Abu Ode, one of his in-laws, and the driver. It was gathered that they were kidnapped along David Mark's farm after Aqua Utobi while on their way from Otsukpo to Utokong in Ado local government area of the state. The commissioner was said to have attended a church program where Senator Habamoro, representing Benue South Senatorial District, dedicated his newly inaugurated campaign council to God at St. Augustine Catholic Church.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, has blamed the failure to prosecute electoral offenders on the inability of the National Assembly to pass the National Electoral Offences Commission Bill 2022. This is coming barely 3 months to the 2023 general elections. Professor Yakubu, who spoke at a meeting with editors in Lagos, appealed to the lawmakers to fast-track the passage of the National Electoral Offences Commission Bill. According to him, if passed, the bill will empower the Commission to prosecute the destroyers of INEC's property and kidnappers of its staff. He, however, added that the Commission is not responsible for the arrest of electoral offenders, offense suspects, and the INEC does not have the power to investigate electoral offences. The INEC chairman stressed that the country's electoral process would remain ineffective without proper laws and an agency that punishes the violators of electoral laws. He reiterated that the Commission plans to conduct the 2023 elections in 176,846 polling units across the country, including the areas affected by insecurity.
And this will be our talking point this morning. INEC blames National Assembly for failure to prosecute electoral offenders, and the number to dial this morning is 08035716687. Again, 08035716687. The All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council has debunked the rumor that its presidential candidate Bola Tinubu postponed the United States trip scheduled to start this month because he was denied a visa. Headlines had earlier reported that Tinubu would travel to key western capitals from December 4 and was expected to return to Nigeria latest December 12 to continue his campaign rallies and stakeholders' engagement. After a few days, the APC-PPC denied a viral picture of Tinubu in the US, where President Biden said it was the latest attempt in a series of misinformation being dished out by the political opposition. While responding to the rumor of the visa denial, the spokesperson for the party's PPC, Festus Keyamo, released a photo of Tinubu's US visa to shut critics up.
The immediate past administration in Osun State says the looting of the official residence of the former deputy governor and other quarters within the government house, Osogbo, was carried out by unknown men. The revelation was made in a statement issued by the immediate past Commissioner for Information, Mrs. Funke Egbemode. According to the release, the looting was reported to the state commandants of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) when it was discovered. Referencing a letter signed by Mr. A.T. Komalafe on behalf of the Coordinating Director, Governor's Office, Mrs. Egbemode explained that the NCDC was asked to send armed security to stop the looting at the Okefia GRA Government House.
Katsina State Police Command has confirmed the rescue of 6 victims earlier abducted by terrorists in Funtua local government area of the state. The 6 victims were part of the 19 worshippers abducted by terrorists from a mosque at Nanjimi community in the council area. Reports indicate that the 19 victims were observing the evening prayer inside the mosque when the terrorists swooped on them and abducted them into the forest that night. Residents said the terrorists shot and wounded the chief imam leading the prayers and one other worshipper during the attack before abducting the victims.
The Western Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun, has warned criminals and criminally minded individuals operating in Osun State to desist from their activities or face the full weight of the law. This warning was issued today by the State Field Commander, Comrade Amitolu Shitu, while parading 5 suspected armed motorcycle thieves who were arrested in various parts of the state. Comrade Shitu, while assuring residents of the state that the security outfit would ensure a crime-free youth, also advised criminals to relocate from the state as the agency is ready to take the battle to the criminals' hideout. Comrade Shitu revealed that the suspects were arrested during routine night patrol at Ife-Osogbo Expressway and Ifon-Iresa-Ado, Ogbomosho Road while trying to escape to Oyo State with stolen motorcycles. He added that after their arrest, they later confessed during the investigation. The suspects include Tayo Ogunero, Adegboye Olumoyero, Hamzat Shehu, Lawal Hassan, Zarahadin Bello, and Usman Umaru.
Global Leaders Academy, always a leader. Thinking of where to get qualitative education for your child? Think of Global Leaders Academy. Our creche, nursery, primary and secondary schools are established in tandem with global standards with qualified and experienced teachers. At Global Leaders Academy, we have state-of-the-art facilities such as comfortable hostel accommodation with maximum security, well-equipped science laboratory, school buses, adequately furnished library, and many more. Oh yes, worship centers are available to accommodate each student's preferred religion. We also take our students for excursion on a regular basis. These and many more reasons are why Global Leaders Academy has been a choice school for parents who desire qualitative education for their children. Visit us today at Global Leaders Academy, located at Plot 1AMB, Oroki Estate, Lameko Junction, Osogbo, or call 0815-928-0037. At Global Leaders Academy, we are not led, we lead, and always a leader.
Segment this morning, we are taking a look at INEC blames National Assembly for failure to prosecute electoral offenders, and the number to dial is 080-357-16687. Again, 080-357-16687. The chairman of the Petroleum Product Marketers under the aegis of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, have threatened to shut down fuel stations this week if the federal government, through the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, fails to do the needful by making petrol available to them. Speaking with journalists at the IPMAN headquarters in Ibadan, the state capital, The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), Petroleum Tankers Drivers (PTD), and others on the possibility of resolving the scarcity. The IPMAN chairman for Ibadan Depot that covers Oyo and Osun State, Alhaji Bukola Mutiu, noted that Nigerians should not blame independent marketers for the current fuel scarcity in the country.
The Academic Staff Union of University has commenced its quarterly National Executive Council meeting at the University of Calabar across River State. This was disclosed to newsmen in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, by a member of the NEC. The meeting is coming amid nationwide protests by the branches of ASU in all federal universities over their unpaid 8-month salaries by the federal government and the payment of their October salary on a pro rata basis. This followed the argument by the federal government that the lecturers could not earn salaries for the period they were on strike. According to the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, the action was based on the no work no pay clause in the employment contract of government employees. The lecturers have however argued that since they would cover the grounds for the period they were on strike, they should be paid.
The 36 state governors under the aegis of Nigerian Governors Forum on Saturday blamed President Muhammadu Buhari's administration for failing in its statutory role of providing security of lives and property. The governor said Buhari's failure in this regard has allowed bandits, insurgents, and kidnappers to turn the country into a killing field, maiming and abducting people in schools, market squares, and even on their farmlands. Last week, the federal government blamed the rampant poverty in the country on the governors, whom it also accused stealing money meant for the development of the local government councils. The governor's position was contained in a statement entitled "Governors and the National Poverty Index." Clement Agba got it wrong, issued by the NGF's Director Media and Public Affairs, Abdulrazak Bello Bakindu, while taking exception to various allegations leveled against the subnational government on the rising poverty index in the country, as well as misdirecting resources to projects that have no impact on the people. The NGF authorities accused the Minister of State for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mr. Clement Agba, of protecting his paymasters and politicizing very critical issues of national importance.
And moving on to the foreign scene, Iran's Attorney General, Mr. Mohammad Jafar Montazeri, says the country's morality police, which is tasked with enforcing Islamic dress code, is being disbanded. Montazeri's comments, yet to be confirmed by other agencies, were made at an event in Tehran. Iran has seen months of protests over the death of a young woman, Mahsa Amini, in custody. She had been detained by the morality police for allegedly breaking street rules on Eid coverings. Mr. Montazeri was at a religious conference when he was asked if the morality police was being disbanded, for which he said the morality police had nothing to do with the judiciary and have been shut down from where they were set up. Mr. Montazeri had earlier told the Iranian parliament the law that requires women to wear hijabs will be looked at.
An assistant superintendent of police, Abion Ezekiel, was over the weekend killed and many other people injured as armed naval officers clashed with policemen in the satellite town area of Lagos State. The image maker in charge of the state police command, Benjamin Udenyi, confirmed the deaths of the senior police officer to headlines. The clash between the two security agencies created serious panic around Oluti area of satellite town as people scampered for safety as the naval officers went on rampage.
On sport, Southgate insists England's status as favourites in the World Cup last 16 clash with Senegal means nothing because the African champions will pose a serious threat to his team. Southgate's side are regarded as title contenders in Qatar after reaching the 2018 World Cup semi-finals and finishing as Euro 2020 runners-up. England are expected to see off Senegal at the Al Bayadère Stadium on Sunday, but Southgate has no intention of underestimating Aliou Cissé's men.
And with that sports story, we have come to the end of today's edition of Headlines. Join our colleagues tomorrow for another interesting package. My name is Ulushola Egbodo for from
Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola.
And the producer for this program is Mutunrayo Ayegba. The production advisor is
Bimbola Babatunde.
We say
goodbye.